than that. The original Monday Night Football music. Yes, Paulie. Football Friday means football music throughout this. The single greatest piece of football music ever recorded. Break out that axe. It's Prince. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Mickey Nuts. What, they're all dead. Went off all dead guys. Eric Clapton. George Spencer. And we welcome those of you watching on WZZN TV. And yes, I do have a hoodie and a jacket on, okay? I'm just going to tell you that right off the top. I got a hoodie on. I got a jacket on because I'm freezing over here, okay? That's just, oh, wait a minute. You guys don't see me because I literally, so I was hooked up and connected to the studio, all right? We connected two studios together and for the video feed. And I was hooked up and I was connected to the studio, and I couldn't stand it anymore. I was freezing over here. And I got a text from the Junkyard Babe, and she said, hey, I got a little lunch over here for you. I made it pierogies. If you want to come on over here and snag a little bit of lunch. So I ran over there, and I took my laptop with me. And when I took my laptop with me, I disconnected it. And when I disconnected it, I took the video with me. So we're back, Joe. I just want you to know that it is back. So you can go ahead and do your thing. There we go. All right. So yes, I do have a jacket on and I've got a hoodie on because this studio, as glorious as it is, as glorious as this studio is, I will admit, was not built for 17-degree nights. Okay. There's no insulation. It's a 110-year-old building. Okay, there's a mini split up there. There's a space heater over there. There's a space heater over there. And it's just, I'm trying to heat like the entirety of Franklin County, Tennessee. I'm trying to heat with two space heaters and a mini split because it sure as heck isn't getting warm in here. You think I'm kidding you? Look over there. See down there next to me? Those of you that are watching, see that? Space heater there. And mini split up there, and space heater over there, and fireplace over there. By the way, that's the Doghouse Production Studios Christmas tree this year over there. Turn the camera a little bit straighter. All right. So, but that fireplace is 110 years old as well, and it doesn't have. It's got a lot of holes in it, and it will leak. Okay, it will leak. It's a different fireplace, the one behind me. That's the fireplace behind me. That's Joe's stocking here. This is Joe's stocking, and this is today's guest, Lee Sterling. That's his stocking, okay? Joe always gets the white stocking. That's the Lee Sterling stocking. And, yes, it's showing – see that wild fire that's in the background there? Yeah, no, not so much. That's not warming me up. That fire's not warming me up. Just want to tell you that. All right, where was I? Oh. So welcome to those of you that are watching on WZZN TV, our YouTube channel, and on X as well. You can check that out if you haven't, as well as our listeners on 97.7 ESPN, the app, and those listening over the air in Winchester, Tennessee on the ESPN Winchester. Lines are open, 256-5764, 97.7. The whole first hour is wide open, as always. Lee Sterling at the top of the second hour to help you with your picks, but you can get your picks in starting right off the top. You can also text the show at 732-9TA-SHOW at 732-982-7469. Which is a great way to communicate with us. My X feed is at Thom Abraham Show. The Zone is on X at 97.7 ESPN, and you can go ahead and follow at ESPN Winchester there on the X as well. Speaking of apps, go ahead and snag not only that Zone app, but that Talk Radio WZZN app for more great programming, and grab the new ESPN Winchester app as well for their great content. Happen to like Tennessee, you'll hear some of that over there. The Zone has the AAC championship game tonight. Tulane at Army from Meachie Stadium, hard by the Hudson River. And then we got, we do have the Big 12 championship game tomorrow as well, just because it sets me blowing on my hand. I'm just not cut out for this anymore. I'm not. I'm not. I got to go build a place in Florida and stay there until March. That's what I need to do. I mean, I'm a guy that came from upstate New York, from the Finger Lakes, where it's just ridiculously cold. Let me fix that camera. I must take camera up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, awful. And yet I can't handle this. I can't handle it. Not even going to get to 40 today. It's ridiculous. Okay. Yeah. So we've got tomorrow night, Georgia and Texas in Atlanta. We're going to have college football playoff action for you as well. A bunch of bowl games. Army Navy next week. I mean, it's just crazy. You need to be checking out the socials and the calendar at 977ESPN.com. And don't forget about your big zone deals. Find the link at 977ESPN.com. You can chow down or play some great golf for half price there, or buy gifts there for that. It's a great way to do some holiday shopping. Get yourself a fire like this one here behind me. Get yourself a little fire going. Sit there by the fireside and go ahead and your Barca Lounger and do some shopping right there. And that's good for everybody, including those of you in Franklin County. And I got a huge gift idea on there right now for you. A stay at the Lodge at Gunnersville State Park in a cliffside room. And somebody called yesterday to call me and they said, hey, can I buy 2 of those so that I can have 2 nights? Absolutely. That is the limit, too, because there's a limited number. We want as many people to be able to take advantage of it as possible. And make your plans now to join us at Flow for the 16th. On the 16th, I should say, for our annual Toy Drive Christmas party presented by Talent Heating and Air, TOC, North Alabama Mortgage. Bubby's Diner is feeding everybody. Your cost to get to that event is simple. All you got to do is bring a unwrapped toy for a boy or girl, all right? And bring the family, bring the kiddos. They get to run at a joint, the trampolines, the basketball, the mini golf. They got all kinds of cool stuff there. You take advantage of that. All right, so today we are bringing you a championship Trifecta as we get close to closing out the grand Trifecta. And this one is pretty sweet. Now, remember, the winner gets the VIP package at the TransPerfect Music City Bowl in Nashville, December 30th, SEC versus Big Ten. And remember, I told you earlier, the 2 matchups that I've seen most prominently, Monday we'll know, but the 2 matchups that I have heard most prominently are Michigan, South Carolina, and Michigan, Ole Miss. Those would both be really salty. They would be nice. So here's what we're going to do. And we got prizes for just today as well. Okay, we got Havoc tickets and chow for you if you get it today, if you can get it today. But here's what we're doing. The lead is 6 right now. We've been telling you that. It's been stuck at 6 forever. Wolverine Dan, Kyle, Kerry in Scottsboro, Mongo. I have 6. Those guys. Mongo, Josh Chambers, Jordan, Graham. They have 4. A bunch of you have 3, 2, and are on the board. So what am I putting on the board today? I'm putting 8 on the board today. 8. You have a chance to jump right into the lead just off of it. With just a couple of weeks to go. We'll have Army Navy next week, some NFL games. I'm going to probably push it to the first weekend of the playoffs, and then boom, that'll be it. Because that'll be 10 days. We'll do the 20th and the 21st, and then that's when we'll determine who is the winner of Grand Trifecta 1. Grand Trifecta 1. All right, so, because remember, we fire it up again and we take it through the Super Bowl, and then we have another great prize for you involving an ice suite at the Huntsville Havoc, courtesy of our good friends at TOC. So we always do 2 trifectas. This one for the Music City Bowl, and then the next one takes us all the way through the playoff, the college football playoffs, the bowl games, the NFL playoffs, the Super Bowl, and then somebody wins that one, and they get an ice suite. All right, let's get you in order here today. Tonight, we're going to start with tonight. Tulane. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait, that's your LSU. That's your LSU one, isn't it? Look, the heck am I going to do for Tulane? We have never had Tulane in the Friday Trifecta. It's Tulane, for God's sakes. I went looking like, what can I find that is unique to Tulane, the Green Wave? I don't know. I know where they're from. That's where they're from. Tulane. Minus 4.5 at West Point. And then tomorrow, Clemson.
Hey, it was BYOG, bring your own guts.
Gets 2.5 in Charlotte against SMU.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
All right, point of emphasis for you sycophants. That's Don Meredith. That was his handle at the end of every game. That was his signature deal. He would sing, "Turn out the lights, the party's over." Don Meredith was an SMU Mustang. And if the Mustangs lose this, turn out the lights, the party's over on them too. I know it's a reach, but it's Don Meredith, for God's sakes. Turn out the lights, the party's over. In Indianapolis, Penn State gets 3.5 against the Mighty Ducks of Oregon. And in Atlanta,
Georgia's got pretty good players.
Yeah, they do. They get 2.5 against the Longhorns.
Don't mess with Texas.
There's your trifecta. To help us with the trifecta later on, Lee Sterling is back from ParamountSports.com. He's coming up at the top of the one. Got a lot of stuff to get into. I want to get you guys in. Let me get this in here before I get Joe in. David Wasson of Saturday Down South. He is an award-winning writer who has been doing this for nearly 4 decades. Add David Wasson of Saturday Down South to the list of people blasting the college football playoff committee without actually offering an argument to make his case. He wrote how Miami got the shaft because they have one more win than Alabama without acknowledging that the Canes have 0 top 25 wins. If you are going to kick a team out of this bracket, you have to be ready to make a legit case for the replacement. You can't just say, Alabama doesn't belong to me with 3 losses. Okay, fine. Then who does? Another 3-loss team? A 2-loss team that didn't beat anyone? Maybe a 1-loss team that didn't beat anyone?
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
I mean, they're in as long as they win. But if they lose to Clemson, who lost to Carolina, who, wait for it, lost to Alabama and LSU, who Alabama slammed, and got throttled by Ole Miss, who lost to LSU, who got destroyed by Alabama. I mean, do you see how circular this all is? It's all circular. Oklahoma hammered Alabama. Carolina hammered Oklahoma. I get all of that. So you have to look at the full body of work, and you got to rely to some extent on strength of schedule. So the committee, who Wasson thinks are a bunch of buffoons, that was basically, he says, this is the worst committee ever. This is the worst committee ever. Miami. They screw Miami. It's the worst committee ever. Well, the committee, they have been charged with this right from their own playoff committee handbook. All right? This is what it says in the bylaws of the College Football Playoff Committee. Okay? This is what it says the criteria are. It says the committee will select the teams using a process that distinguishes among otherwise comparable teams by considering 1, strength of schedule. 1. So for all of you strength of schedule naysayers, you deniers out there, you strength of schedule deniers, the number 1 criteria for the committee, strength of schedule. Number 2, head-to-head competition. Number 3, comparative outcomes of common opponents without incentive margin of victory. Well, that's where people say, well, wait, Oklahoma got destroyed by Carolina, and then Alabama got destroyed by Oklahoma. So that's the comparative. Yeah, but what was number 2 head-to-head? What was number 1? Strength of schedule. Alabama's get the nod there, too. Forget about Miami. This isn't about Alabama and Miami. This should be about Alabama and Carolina. Hell, I put Carolina and Ole Miss ahead of Miami. I wish Carolina would play Miami in a bowl game instead of playing, or Ole Miss would play Miami if Carolina plays Michigan. The only reason you like Michigan to come to Nashville is because it's Michigan. And that would be kind of neat to see Michigan down there, the reigning national champs, which they'll still be at that point in time. Number 4, other relevant factors such as unavailability of key players and coaches that may have affected a team's performance during the season or likely will affect its postseason performance. In other words, like Florida State playing with a third-string quarterback last year. All right, back at mission control, playing the platters of matter, the stacks of wax, answering the phones, doing the Havoc game last night, 28th or whatever, straight sellout for the Havoc and another big win. He's the one and only Jumpin' Joe, huh?
Baby shark, baby shark.
Hello, I'm looking for some horsemen.
I've got plenty. How many you need?
4.
4 horsemen. Can't hardly understand what you're saying, but
Sorry, I got a little bit of a lift.
If I saw myself in clothes like those, I'd have to kick my own ass.
Tom, can you get me off the hook? For old time's sake.
Who in the blue hell are you?
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together out of spit and polish.
What is your name? Detective. It doesn't matter what your name is.
And this is important because let's do that third one. They hit that little tank, get that heroic ability.
Satisfaction is guaranteed. So passionate.
So long, Nashville, Tennessee. You can't have what's left of me. And as far as I can tell, it's our time. I wish.
Hey, Joe, how you look? Your stocking's still empty. I don't know if you notice it. It's not.
Well, I mean, you may be able to. It's
early.
I'm sure there's a fly that'll fly. In
Oh, you got the hoodie.
I did. This was my
That
second
might be one
option.
Of the last ones.
No.
That was your second option?
No, this is my second option because I'm a very vintage guy, and so the Havoc had this like maroon looking colored one that had the old logo on it. That was my number 1 choice, but they didn't have it in my size. So this was my secondary option when it came to hoodies that I wanted to get last night. So last night went into the team store, spent some change because got paid. So I was able to pick up some Havoc gear. So I got a hoodie, I got a quarter zip, and I also picked up a jersey all last night.
So in other words, you did the game for free. You did the game for
pretty much. Yeah, no. It was a
gear.
push. It was a push.
I love that one, and I have it, and I love it. The only thing is with me, because I had to get the big one. The only thing with me is that I had to have my wife put a piece of elastic in the waistband because I like the hoodie to kind of gather at the waist, and it didn't get it. And the sleeves also, they'll kind of, if you don't push them up, like you got them pushed up, if you don't push them up, they kind of hang down halfway through my hand.
Yeah,
and so on. But I love the look of that thing. I mean, it is really cool, and it looks good. And they played great again last night, right?
Oh, they played absolutely fantastic, and Jack Yannick is just absolutely amazing. He had 2 more assists. He had a goal at the end of it. It was tied at 2 going into the third period. Havoc scored in the third, and then with like a minute to go, the Bolts don't pull their goalie, and instead Havoc just go down, they score, and before the PA announcer could even get the goal and the assist announced, they scored again to make it 5-2.
Yeah. Don't you hate that when like you open up the mic for the PA guy to do the announcement, and then they're putting pressure on, and it's like, oh, I'm going to miss another goal, and
it was literally, I think if you look at the time in the game, it was I believe 10 seconds later, Havoc won the face-off, go right down, and immediately score again. 27th consecutive sellout.
I feel like I'm doing the game from the ice right now. Okay, that's how cold I am. But it might be more me than anything else, because I'm thinking I'm gonna during a commercial break, I think I'm gonna lose the jacket, but I'm holding my hands up towards anything that is a source of heat right now. This old building is not insulated. I had the chance. I should have blown in insulation. I think I could still insulate the attic portion of this studio, but I didn't put insulation in the walls, and I had the walls open, and I should have done it, and now I'm kicking myself. So, but how many days do we have when it's 17 degrees? You know what I mean?
Really, how many days do we have at 17 degrees in December? Because this normally doesn't even happen, period, let alone in the month of December.
No, it's absolutely crazy. All right, we get a break in here. By the way, great game last night. You were doing your thing there at the hockey game, but a great game last night in Detroit as the Lions held off the Packers. Back and forth they went in the second half of that game. It ended up being a high-scoring game, and the Lions get the win 34-31. And I got to tell you, man, that coach, I love Dan Campbell. Man, I love that guy. And you want to talk about some brass onions? Dan Campbell is ridiculous. I mean, he doesn't care. He's going for it all over the place. He went for it. First of all, he almost cost them the game. If he does that in a playoff game, it could be a problem. He went for it, Joe, on his own 29-yard line late in the game. The Packers stuffed him and went in and scored the touchdown to take the lead. That's how close it was at that point. Then he turns around and he goes for it again with about a minute to go in the game. They're in chip shot field goal range. And the Packers have no timeouts. So he's like, the Packers had used their timeouts, and the Packers are assuming, well, he's going to kick the field goal, the chip shot field goal to win the game. He goes for it on fourth down, tied 31-31. Dan Campbell goes for it, gets the first down. The quarterback stumbles, falls down. It's not college. His knee hits the ground, and he hands off while his knee is on the ground. It's not college. It's the NFL. You got to be touched down. And he hands the ball off. The kid gets the first down. And they just run the clock down to nothing and kick an even shorter chip shot field goal to win the game. Just an amazing win by Detroit. They still have big games left. They're 12-1 now. The Pack are out of the division race, but they will be a playoff team. There's no doubt about it. So I don't think that Detroit really wants to see the Packers come in there again, but we'll see how it goes going down the stretch. I mean, the moto right now tells you that it feels like it's the Lions and the Eagles in the NFC. That's the motto. The master of the obvious is it's the Lions and the Eagles, all right, and nobody else. But what will end up happening is some 6 seed will knock off the 2 seed, and then all breaks loose. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, we get a break. We'll come back. Your phone calls are next, 256-576-4977. It's Friday Trifecta time. If you want to jump on board, this is the time to do it. It's the Thom Abraham Show.
It all comes back to money.
Visit our store right now at zonedeals.bigdealsmedia.net to take advantage of all the best deals in the Tennessee Valley. Or just go to our website, 977espn.com, and click on the Zone Deals logo to start saving right now.
Now, as to the price.
These deals won't last long, so get yours now. Zone Deals. You'll thank us later.
A man who could easily afford to buy a vowel.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Lots of wise and well-informed car buyers wait all year long for this time of year because they know year-end deals are worth the wait. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. We've got 700 Fords for you to choose from. And if you've had your eye on a 24 F-150, Explorer, Expedition, or Escape, listen up. Come and see us at Woody Anderson Ford today, and you'll drive home with no payments for 90 days, plus get financing as low as 1.9% for 60 months and $1,000 in bonus cash. This is good, and it bears repeating. Come get your best year-end deal on a 24 F-150, Explorer, Expedition, or Escape, and you'll keep your cash for the holidays and make no payments for 90 days. You'll also get financing as low as 1.9% for 60 months. Plus, we're going to throw in $1,000 holiday bonus cash. The year end is here, and we've got the deals that make it worth the wait. With your good credit, these offers end December 31st, only at Woody Anderson Ford. I'm Bobby White, and I hope to see you soon.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a fifth-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your your shingles, we can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
You guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
Brought to you by the Orthopedic Center, who is helping us bring you our Christmas party, our listener Christmas party coming up on Monday the 16th at Flow. You know, thousands of area residents have received world-class care from the Valley's most trusted and experienced group of orthopedic surgeons who take care of most of the high schools throughout the region. They got 13 locations in the Tennessee Valley, including one in Fayetteville, so you need to check it out. If you have had orthopedic problems or are considering professional care, TOC is the only logical choice. Whether you have a work-related injury or got sidelined playing the sport you love, you need the best care, the best physicians, the best facility to get you back in the game. And I think you'll agree that the Orthopedic Center is right for you. Stay in the game with TOC. All right. Phone lines are open 256-576-4977. Michigan may have had a miserable season, but they did beat Ohio State. They may be going to Nashville to play in the TransPerfect Music City Bowl. And if you're Wolverine Dan, you're very, very happy with your Detroit Lions, who hung out against the Packers last night, and he's up first. Wolverine Dan, welcome in. How are you?
Tom, I Thanksgiving dinner again. I'm full. My belly's full, and I'm happy. Took you 21 minutes to talk about one of the best games of the year, for crying out loud, Tom.
Well, I mean, it was, we got kind of conference championship games here we're dealing with. We got a little college football.
Yeah, well, that's why you talk about it, because you could talk about it. You know, it's entertainment. But really, there's nothing set in concrete until after these bowl games or these championship games. And after that, then we'll see how the chips fall.
Yeah, well, but I think the speculation of the games that are going on, this weekend is probably a bigger thing in this part of the country than is, the NFL, even Detroit and Green Bay. You know what I mean? If Atlanta was playing great and they still may win that division, if the Titans were playing great, then they become a bigger story. But really, outside of you and the other Michiganders, nobody cares as much about Detroit right now, even though they look like an amazing team.
So I got a couple of things, and then I'll do the trifecta. I won tickets to the Music City Bowl. I was hoping, depending on who's playing, my son-in-law is a grad from Ole Miss, and I thought about maybe sending Chad and then him to watch the game together. Can I give my tickets to my son?
You can give them wherever you want. You'll get them once the matchup is made. Those of you that have won tickets, once the matchup is made, then you will get the tickets emailed to you, and then you can transfer them to whoever you want.
You got my email address, don't you?
I don't even know if I got your email. By the way, everyone that has won tickets, I'm glad you brought that up. Those of you that have won the tickets, because they'll start making them available sometime, hopefully next week. But Mr. Styles, Mongo, you guys, if you're listening, Jeremy, Bama Brad, Wolverine Dan, Porch Dog, Seth, you guys need to make sure I have, text me or email me your email address, because we're going to need your email addresses to get these things sent to you.
Okay, we can do that, or you can just, after I hang up with the phone, or I can just stay with Joe and just give him my over the phone?
I don't know once you're on the air that we can put you back on hold, but you can always, call them or text in or text my, text my phone. You got, text me.
Yeah. Anyway, so here's the deal.
You don't know what your email address is anyway. You're going to have to ask Ginger or somebody else. Come on.
Ginger, I wrote it on a card and I stick it in my wallet. So when and I don't really know it until I look at the card. So, but I know what it is. It's in my wallet. So there you go.
So do you have you carry a card around that says, do you carry this little card around that says, my name is Dan Zielinski. If you find my body on the side of the road, please call this number.
No, it starts like this. Hey, stupid, this is your wife. This is who you are, you idiot. That's how it goes.
Okay.
That's all right. No, I love that.
Glad you got ID.
Anyway. Yeah, I got ID. But anyway, it was a wonderful game last night. Plug and play. A number 47 Turner, a practice player.
Yeah.
That play at the end of the game where he stopped Love for him getting the first down, and he tackled him pretty physical with that tackle. That's a plug and play. This team, defensively, is plug and play. He's getting these practice players, and Tom, it's fun to watch this team because everybody's buying into the, rah, 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 sis, boom, bah, let's win for the team. And they're selling out, Tom. It's so violent. They're selling out. I'm saying, you're right. I'm with you with Campbell. I love this guy, but he also gives me a heart attack. For crying out loud, on my own 29, he goes for it. Oh, my God, I kept screaming, punt the freaking ball. And then at the end of the game doing that. But what he did at the end of the game with that Montgomery run to run the clock off and get the field goal, win the game. What I did notice was that I think Green Bay was thinking we're just going to draw them off, and we actually snapped the ball. And again, it was so close to being a blowout play when Golf tripped on the center's foot. But you're right. His stones are huge. There's no doubt about it. And one more thing that I was kind of surprised. I saw this on the bottom ticker tape when we watched the game. That Detroit has out of the last 7 games, they've won 6 of them.
Oh, you mean against Green Bay?
Yeah, against Green Bay. Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And you know what?
Yeah,
I think with Love and the young team they got there, Tom, this is going to be a real good rivalry now. It's back the way it should be, back and forth, and it's going to be close every game. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I think that, and I don't think that Minnesota's going away. And I don't think the coach, Kevin O'Connell, for the Vikings gets enough love as well, because he just keeps, you want to talk about plug and play. He loses his prospective quarterback and J.J. McCarthy right off the bat, plugs in Sam Darnold, who's on a 1-year deal. And Sam Darnold has had this incredible year. And who knows what's going to happen when they get J.J. McCarthy back for next year and whether or not Sam Darnold resigns with them or whatever. But, I mean, they're right there still just to get, if they win this weekend against the Titans, who are one of the worst teams in the league, Minnesota's still 1 game behind you, and you got a game with Minnesota. Now it's in Detroit, so you should be okay. But here's another stat, by the way. Here's something else. You ready for this one? Write this down. You can win a beer from your buddies, all right? The Lions were the first team this century, all right, 25 years, this century, to go for it on 4th down from inside the opponent's 30-yard line with the score tied in the final minute of regulation. Nobody does that. It's been 25 years at least, and that's all they went back to was this century, since somebody was tied in a game inside their opponent's 30 and went for it on 4th down. That's how crazy that guy is. He's crazy.
Well, yeah. Well, he got four of the five 4th down conversions last night, I believe. And he
did, but the one he didn't get almost cost him a game. Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly. But he's around that 80% last year, I think, with 4th downs. He's just about the same this year. But you're right, Tom. He really needs to think about this now, because now it's playoff time. Don't get too greedy. Take the 3 points and hold him on the defensive side. I'm afraid he's going to make that 1 4th down call he shouldn't be making, and it knocked us out last year. So he's got to learn from that, Tom. But beyond that, I love the guy. You would love to have him as a coach for you. You know what? If he coached for Alabama, I'd root for Alabama. That's how much I like this guy. How about that?
Remember when he showed up? I mean, everybody thought this guy.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
We're like, who the hell is this? What do you mean?
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
Remember that? And it was, and now here he is. He's biting kneecaps off. It's crazy. It's crazy.
One more thing, and I'll do the trifecta. And it was just all of that. Those parallel was, remember when Harbaugh was announced as a coach, and he goes up to the podium and he trips and he catches himself and he goes in the microphone. The first thing he says, "A lesser man would have fell." I go, yeah, there's my coach. Anyway,
let me tell you something too. Let me tell you something about Harbaugh too. And this story is getting kind of sideways, and my connection with Ryan Poles and through his daddy and all that stuff. The Warren, is it Mike Warren? Mike Warren? Is it Mike or David Warren? No, Mike Warren. Mike Warren, who used to be the commissioner of the Big Ten, and is now the president of the Bears. Jim Harbaugh, after the Michigan won a national championship, Jim Harbaugh desperately wanted the Bears job. He wanted to be the head coach of the Chicago Bears, who drafted him as a first-round draft pick. He wanted to be a Bear, and Mike Warren wouldn't even talk to him because I'm trying to think about, my vocabulary isn't good enough to come up with the word that Mike, how Warren feels about Harbaugh. Well, because of his time as the commissioner of the Big Ten, he didn't want any part of Harbaugh. And so Harbaugh ends up in Los Angeles with the Chargers, and they're playing great football, and they end up having to fire their coach at the Bears. So,
well, Bama Brad right now probably wish he'd have had Harbaugh. So I'm sure I'll get a text for that answer. But anyway, let's do this trifecta.
All right. Is it Mike Warren? It's not Mike Warren. Is it Michael? What's his name?
I wish I could tell you.
I can't remember his name. The president of the Joe, check that out. The president of the Bears. I know it's Warren, but he was the commissioner.
Kevin Warren.
Kevin. Are you sure it's Kevin? That doesn't sound right either. All right.
It's what Google is telling me. It says Chicago Bears president Kevin Warren.
Kevin Warren. Okay. All right. So Kevin Warren. Yeah. He didn't look like a Kevin to me. All right. Let's get you in here, Wolverine Dan. Tonight, we start with tonight. Tulane is -4.5 at Army.
I love the military.
By the way, Army is ranked and Tulane is not. And the game is at Michie Stadium, and Tulane is favored by 4.5. I mean, that's kind of interesting. Clemson gets 2.5 against SMU.
I really want Clemson to win because maybe it'll get what I really want. You know what I'm talking about. I won't go that far. I might piss people off, but I'm going to go with SMU.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
Well, you're old enough to remember when Dandy Don used to sing that at the end of Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I love those guys. Those were the best.
Mm-hmm. Penn State gets 3.5 against Oregon.
That's not enough points. Oregon's going to pound the living crap out of them.
And Georgia gets 2.5 against Texas.
That's not enough points. Texas is going to put a hook 'em, horn, butt kicking.
Don't mess with Texas.
All right. We got you in.
All right.
Good job by you.
Looking forward to my 8 points Monday. All right.
Yeah. Have a great weekend.
See you, bro.
I'm surprised at how many people are on Texas. I mean, it's like they're not even acknowledging the 15-point win that Georgia had at Austin. This is blowing that off. Oh, Texas is going to drill them. Oh, Georgia, it's this recency bias. So you see Georgia, they barely beat Georgia Tech, who, by the way, I think was, I don't know, am I making it up? 8-4, something like that this year. It's not like Georgia Tech was terrible. They beat Miami too, by the way, Georgia Tech. All right, we got a break. When we return, phone lines remain open. And who's going to be the quarterback at Auburn next year? I got a thought. I'll just throw in there a rumor that's floating around. We'll see what you think about that. Back with more right after this. Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This Action Update is brought to you by G-Bank. Earn cashback rewards on every eligible gaming transaction. VSiN.com/G-Bank.
College football championship weekend tonight. Number 20 UNLV, a 4-point underdog at number 10 Boise State in the Mountain West. In the American, it's number 24 Army against Tulane. The Green Wave are a 5-point favorite. Tomorrow, Big 12. Number 15 Arizona State by 2 against number 16 Iowa State. In the MAC, Miami of Ohio by 2 against the Ohio Bobcats. SEC, the Texas Longhorns by 2.5 against Georgia. Big 10, number 1 Oregon by 3.5 against number 3 Penn State. ACC, number 8 SMU by 2 against number 17 Clemson. Sunbelt, Louisiana by 6 against Marshall. Conference USA, Jacksonville State by 5 against Western Kentucky. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Buying that perfect home is one of the most important financial decisions you'll ever make. So it's crucial that you have the right partner to help you through the process. Hi, I'm Stuart Evans, mortgage loan officer for Bryant Bank, and I'm here to tell you that we are that partner. We offer a variety of mortgage products to fit your unique home buying situation in a changing rate environment. That kind of hassle-free approach might not be what you'd expect from a bank. It's exactly what you can expect from us. Give me a call today or visit me at our downtown Huntsville office and let me show you what banking beyond expectation is all about.
Bryant Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. We're going to maintain the chilly air across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee through this afternoon. Otherwise, it does look like the wind is going to be backing off a little bit, which is going to be a nice little relief. A mostly sunny sky, temperatures only climbing into the lower 40s, dropping into the mid-upper 20s as we head into the overnight early Saturday morning. Partly sunny sky Saturday afternoon. Temperatures climb a little bit, but it's still going to be on the chillier end of the spectrum. Temperatures climbing into the upper 40s, lower 50s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From Coleman to Fayetteville and all points in between.
Son, pull the hammer back. Smokey's coming at you in a plain white wrapper.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. Glad you're hanging out with us today on a Football Friday. Lee Sterling coming up at the top of the hour. Friday trifecta for you in place here. All right, we'll get back to the lines here in a moment. Is Auburn in on Miller Moss? Auburn is being rumored to be in on Miller Moss. Miller Moss, isn't that the guy who sat for 3 years at USC and then got benched by the Trojans after a lackluster 9 games? You know, where they were like 500. They'd win one, lose one, win one, lose one. They look good against LSU. Then they look bad. Then they... What am I missing here? I mean, the portal opens on Monday, but Joe, are your boys closing in on Miller Moss, a cast-off? If you can't start at USC, now cast-off at USC, that's like a fifth-year guy? I mean, come on.
Hey, nothing says Auburn quarterback like cast-off that can't play.
Man. I mean, Peyton Thorne's like, what the hell are we doing with that guy?
This guy sucks.
This guy sucks. Just saying. All right. I also have one major concern about the Alabama recruiting class, which I'll get to in hour number 2. Let's get to the lines. Bama James is up. Bama James, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, Tom. Hey, Tom. How are you today, buddy?
I am fantastic.
I was going to try the trifecta again.
All right, well, let's give it a shot here. We start with tonight. Tulane at Army, not in a neutral site. Tulane is at Michie Stadium tonight, and they are -4.5. What do you got?
Well, after watching both of them play, I think I got to go with Tulane.
I just wonder how those boys are going to hold up. Joe, get an updated weather forecast. Clemson gets 2.5 against SMU.
Well, I think you know which way I'm going there. I got to pull for SMU.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
It's starting to get more and more sense that even if Clemson wins, and it's not a blowout, I mean, if it's not, and it's not like a last-second field goal, that SMU might fall out of this thing. Penn State gets 3.5 against Oregon.
Let's go with the Oregon Ducks.
And Georgia gets 2.5 against Texas in Atlanta.
Well, that's almost a home game for Georgia, so I'm going to say the Bulldogs are going to find a way to win.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
Yeah, they do. They got pretty good players. All right, James, we got you in.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
I appreciate you.
All right, updated forecast right now from West Point, New York. Tonight's forecast is going to be partly cloudy skies, cold, low of 23, winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, but only a 3% chance of snow.
Don't you think that affects those guys that are coming in, from Louisiana and they get that cold blast of air? I mean, I think it's a thing. We'll see. Grumpy is up next. Grumpy, welcome in. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Hey, listen, I love the show and I love the trifecta, but I'd like to plead a case for maybe considering some type of reach in your bag and come up with some original scoring. I know you've already announced this, but if I lose tonight's game, Army game, then I'm not even interested for the rest of the weekend.
No, you missed it. You missed it. No, you missed it. You get 2 per game, no matter what.
That's what
I said. That's what's unique about this one. It's 2 points per game, so you can lose tonight and win 6 points. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, looking at these scores, I just real quick looked at it. It looks like Army is giving up less points, so that I'll go with the defense and go with Army, and I get points.
You get 4.5. I mean,
4.5.
It's not nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clemson gets 2.5 in Charlotte.
I think Clemson beats them by 10.
I'm with you.
Hey, it was BYOG. Bring your own guts.
I am right there with Clemson's won 7 of the last 9 ACC championships. They're going to nut up tonight or tomorrow. You watch. Penn State gets 3.5 against Oregon.
I think Oregon takes them.
I hope not. And Georgia gets 2.5 in Atlanta. I keep wanting to say Athens.
Georgia will beat Texas by 11.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
You don't even need the points, but you'll take them.
Hey, real quick, I'll let you go. What are you on the other side of that Oregon game? Are you thinking Penn State shows up?
Yes. I think proximity is a thing. Oregon coming over when it came to Wisconsin, they struggled to beat Wisconsin. I think Penn State shows up in this one. And the 3.5 is key too. I mean, that's a key number, that 3.5, so
yeah. And I hear that Oregon's offensive line is like a brick wall.
They're good. Thanks. Yeah. Their offensive line is very, very good. We get a break. We'll come back and Joe says keep going.
Yeah, just keep going. You've only got like 2 minutes anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, let me get Bama Brad in here then. Bama Brad, welcome to the show. How are you?
What's up, guys? I'm doing great. Hey, as far as Wolverine Dan's comment about Jim Harbaugh, I'll decline to answer that, but I would like to see Mike Vrabel and Dan Campbell in a cage match. I'll take Vrabel.
Yeah, Vrabel is on the short list for the Jets. And what he's saying about the Jets job is because the Jets don't have a GM either. Vrabel apparently has told the Jets that he would be interested. He'll take the job if he can pick his GM, which I think is actually a pretty good idea. Those guys. No, I think that's a good idea because that's always been a problem for Vrabes is that he doesn't play nice in the sandbox with his GM.
Yeah,
and if he
Vrabel,
can pick
he wants
his
full
guy,
control.
right? But he does, but he doesn't. He doesn't want to be. It's a bad idea for the head coach to be the GM. But at least if he can pick the GM, then he knows that it's got. Now he's invested in the guy. It's like if the guy sucks, it's your fault. You picked him.
So the guy is good as anybody. Can he get along with Poles?
No. I think that Vrabes would have a problem with Ryan's 36 years old and did not play in the NFL. I think Vrabes would eat him up and spit him out. I think it would be a problem. But I'm hating that Ryan is being basically he's like a personnel director more than a GM. It sounds like that Kevin Warren's making this decision, and who's going to be the next head coach. But, all right, let me get you in quick before we run out of the music. Tulane is -4.5 against the Army.
Oh, I got to go with Army.
Clemson gets 2.5 against SMU.
And you know who I want to win that game, but I really feel like Clemson is going to. I just hope that if Georgia gets hammered, that they don't fall into the 11th spot. But anyway, I'm going to take that.
Hey, it was BYOG. Bring your own guts.
You're going to Clemson.
No, I'm going to take SMU, even though I think Clemson's going to win. Give me SMU.
Okay. You're going to take your rooting interest. All right. Penn State gets 3.5 against Oregon.
Oregon will kill them.
Wow. One pick for Penn State. And Georgia gets 2.5 against Texas.
You know what? Georgia's our best win of the year, so I got to pull for Georgia.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
It's going to be real interesting to see, depending on how that goes, where Texas goes. How far would they let Texas slide? I mean, they wouldn't fall out of Kevin to go on the road. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Thanks for the call, Brad. I appreciate it. It is a good job by you. It will be very interesting because they said that everybody that isn't playing this weekend is locked into their spot. Well, I don't know exactly how that works. With some of these teams will move around. I mean, if Georgia takes a loss, I mean, they could, unless they got destroyed. I mean, could Georgia get knocked all the way out of the tournament at 10-3? Those are the teams. They said those teams can go up and down, the teams that are playing this weekend, which is in a way unfair because they're playing a 13th game. So it's better to play 12. All right, hour number one's in the hopper. When we return, Lee Sterling will join us next. We'll get his take on games. These games, other games, all games. Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com. He's next, right here. Thom Abraham Show.
From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopay. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at JetSuperstore.com.
Wheelchairs for Warriors serves those who served us. We provide custom-fit wheelchairs for veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. When they are denied the services they deserve, we stand in the gap. To join the mission and support America's heroes, you can visit our website at wheelchairsforwarriors.org. We are a 501c3 organization and part of the combined federal campaign. Visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Lionel Messi's added another trophy to a long list of honors. Named Most Valuable Player of Major League Soccer for 2024, his first full season with Inter Miami. He had 20 goals and 16 assists, despite missing 15 regular season matches due to injuries or commitments to Argentina's national team. Messi, just the third player in Major League Soccer history with at least 20 goals and 15 assists in a single season. College football's championship weekend kicks off tonight. Among the matchups, Tulane versus Army in the American Athletic Conference title game, 7 Eastern ESPN Radio, 8 Eastern on ABC. The Friday NBA doubleheader tips off with the Bucks visiting the Celtics, 7:30 Eastern ESPN. Then Warriors welcome the Timberwolves. Golden State guard Steph Curry plans to return after sitting out the last 2 games because of bilateral knee injury management. Forward Draymond Green could return from a calf issue.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Hold your block until the whistle blows.
From SEC Media Days to the National Championship game.
This was a great team win.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live, here he is, the big dog,
Let's go, baby.
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like Dale McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Get off my lawn. I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here. Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Thom Abraham Show. This segment of the show is brought to you by Owen Home Appliance Center. With the holidays in full swing, maybe you want to think about going down to Owen Home Appliance Center and getting a complete Frigidaire kitchen. You know, you buy the fridge, the range, and the microwave. You get the dishwasher for free. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. Check them out. Just 8 miles south of the river on 231 in Alabama. Lacey Springs is where you'll find them, right there on the right. It's you can't miss the place. It's tremendous. They have quality products, quality pricing, quality service right there in the name. Owen Home Appliance Center. Joe, your assignment during while I'm talking to Lee Sterling is to go check out this. I just posted the latest picture that I saw of Jared Goff with his knee on the ground and fans flipping out, saying that the refs rigged the game and the NFL rigged the game for the Lions because he should have been ruled down. It's mind-boggling to me. It's at my X page at Thom Abraham Show. It's mind-boggling to me how many people just don't know a simple rule in the NFL that is different than in college, whereas, you got to be touched down in the NFL. You got to be touched down, okay? Just because your knee is on the ground, they're like, look at this missed call. There's plenty of other missed calls. That isn't one of them. All right, joining us now, a guy that does a tremendous job. And by the way, 5-0 on the games he picked on the air for us last week. 5-0, zippity-doo-dah. That's a great job by Lee Sterling, and he joins us now from Paramount Sports on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Lee, welcome in. How are you?
I'm good. Can't complain. Yeah, we had some great records on shows around the country, and we had a tough couple weeks to start off November, but since Thanksgiving Day, just on a 16-3 run. So,
no 16-3 run.
You hung with me. You're still sitting pretty this year.
It's interesting that you say that. It's not. It wasn't just you. We talked to 2 or 3 different handicappers during the week, and every one of them, because you guys are using common sense, and so you kind of every one of them said the same thing. Well, that was a bad month. We got hammered, and then boom, they bounced back. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just you. I've heard this story all week.
Thom, it's like a stock. If you want to get on, let's say Bitcoin or some of these other stocks that they're at their highs, you want to get them. Best time to get me is after I've had a losing week or two.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's and we heard that analogy yesterday too, the stock analogy. It doesn't go up in a straight line. There's up and down and up and down, and it ultimately, that's why you got to play the 2 things that are so important. If you're going to do this, you're going to play these games. Is playing the long game. You got to play the long game and money management. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got money management. You got to kind of, you know what your bankroll is, and you got to kind of be smart the way you apply it, just like in the stock market.
I had a guy one time, I won 8 straight weeks. He hops on board, and we lost, of course. Every week it's tougher and tougher. It's like doubling down, winning. And he said that I set him up. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Well, and that's like if you could have 99 wins, and if you just keep rolling it over and you have 1 loss, you wipe out your whole pot of money. So I mean, that just makes sense.
Well,
let's look at these games. Yeah.
Find a handicapper, stick with them, go for the whole year.
Yeah.
It's the only way you're going to win.
And you can also look at historical stuff. Find a guy that has historical stuff out there that you can go track.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Because guys say stupid stuff. I mean, I had guys in the past that were on that. You remember that movie 2 for the Money? That guy,
Brandon Lang. Yeah.
Brandon Lang. That guy came on. I had him on. He did a deal and he wanted to come on every week and everything else. I had Brandon Lang on 3 weeks and I cut him off because he was so full of crap. You know what I mean? I'm not talking to you anymore.
Not Brandon Lang. Brandon Lang. He, I probably run across his name, more people that sign up with him that are like, I had this terrible experience. They start going on and on. And, when you lie about your record and you're not honest and you can't win, I think, so I've won 29 out of 30 years. I think he's lost 29 out of 30 years. So I'm almost sure that's the record, which is almost impossible to lose that many years almost in a row that he does. But, I think someone said that he like delivers Uber Eats and is a caddy.
Oh my gosh.
That's his main job.
Oh my gosh.
Pick that one game. If you're just trying to pick out the Dallas, the marquee game every single week in the NFL, doing one game every Saturday, you're doing Alabama, Georgia, and then you're doing Detroit and Green Bay.
Right.
That's tough.
It is tough. So 5-0
last week. There's some Mondays and Thursdays I don't play the game. We pass.
Oh, sure. I mean, a lot of them. I mean, you can't play it just because it's on TV. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not about that. Call your cousin. Call your cousin up.
There's some good ones. I know you have some other good ones out there.
Yeah.
Don't you have Steve Merrill?
Steve Merrill and you are my 2 guys. That's it now.
Okay.
I used to have more. Just you and Steve. Steve's good. Good. All right. So let's get into these games here. Conference championship games. It's hard
I didn't even put this in the trifecta. I mean, we always put the Big 12 championship game in the past and everything. Arizona State and Iowa State feels like, I don't know, it just feels like a mid-major, deal, a group of 5 type of deal. But Arizona State's -2 against Iowa State at Jarrah's World will have like 28,000 people at the game.
Right. I think both these two teams are pretty even. The big loss for Arizona State, they lost their wide receiver, Jordan Tyson, who had only 75 catches, 1,100 yards, and 10 touchdowns for the year.
Yeesh.
I think that's a huge loss here. I think this is going to be Iowa State's strength, which is throwing the football with Rocco Beck, versus Arizona State's pass defense, ranked just 75th in the country. I mean, these two receivers for Iowa State are really good. A lot of people don't know about them, but Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel, who have 80 and 67 catches, combined 15 touchdowns, they are a tough matchup. Big, strong, fast. And Iowa State's only been an underdog once this year, week 2 against Iowa. What did they do? They won the game outright. Wrong team favorite. Iowa State 30-26.
Which creates a little bit of a situation that we'll see. Well, I guess maybe not. Iowa State then goes in as the 12 seed most likely, and they get to be in the tournament, which is a travesty as well. All right, so in Indianapolis, the Oregon Ducks, 3.5-point favorite against my boy James Franklin, who never wins a big game, but really could use one right here. What about Oregon laying 3.5 against Penn State?
So you got to think these kids from Penn State, they were either watching the game or doing something, and then they realize, you know what? We don't have the week off next week. I'm not going home. I'm not going hunting or going away with my girlfriend. I'm actually playing the Big Ten championship game. Now, they were going to be seeded 5th or 6th if they weren't in the game. Now, even if they lose, unless they get blown out, they'll be seeded 5th or 6th. So I think they're playing with free money. I do know James Franklin at 1-16 straight up, 5-12 against the spread versus top 5 opponents. But there's no pressure here. Penn State has outperformed Oregon against most of their common opponents with better margin of victories versus Wisconsin, Maryland, Washington, and Purdue. And Oregon's got to travel 3 time zones again. We know what happened when they played Wisconsin here.
Yeah.
I think this line should be 1.5, not 3.5 here. I think the Ducks are out of water here in Indy. Wrong team favorite. Another one, Penn State 27-23.
I am right with you on that. I cannot get that. I mean, it was only 2 weeks ago. I can't get that trip to Wisconsin out of my head, because I watched, Wisconsin a couple of times. Of course, saw Alabama go up there and destroy them.
Wisconsin is horrible.
Yeah, well, yeah, a 5-7 team. I mean, and they beat them 16-13. Coming east, Big Ten country. I mean, James can't lose them all. These big games, and I think he got very salty with Mike Loxley after the. Showed a little emotion that he doesn't normally show. He is a jerk, but he showed some passion. James did, which he usually keeps under check. I'm glad he kind of popped off like that and said, "This is what we're doing." I'm glad he did what he did.
Do you remember what Mike Loxley did to one of his coaches?
No.
Look it up. He slugged them. They're having a coaches meeting. Slugged one of his coaches.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that. All I remember is that, or all I know is that I've been reading the book, The Price, and he was very, very upset with Nick Saban because Nick Saban told his coaching staff the day after they won the national championship in 2017. Loxley said that the coaches are trying to celebrate and everything, and they have the coaches meeting. And Saban says, "We got very lucky. That was last year. This is this year." And Loxley was like, "It was last night," and he was like, "Just shut up." It was last year.
That's crazy.
But, that is absolutely nuts. All right. This one, folks in these parts are real interested in. SMU -2.5 against Clemson, who I think has won 7 out of the last 9 ACC championships, something like that. So SMU in Charlotte, right down the street from Clemson. I mean, literally down the street from Clemson. SMU comes in as a 2.5-point favorite. What's going on there?
Yep. 2-hour drive. That's it. Straight shot. And they'll bring 45,000 fans. Here's what's crazy. I bet you 85-90% of college football fans couldn't name the SMU quarterback. Name's Kevin Jennings. Wasn't the starter at the beginning of the year. came on in the third game as a starter, and what did he do? Only won 9 straight games. Only put up between 28 and 66 points in every single game. That's a low of 28 points, and only averaged 9.3 yards per pass attempt. Cade Klubnik, what did he do? Second half of the year against average to above average teams, Pitt, Virginia Tech, Louisville, and South Carolina, he only averaged 6 yards per pass attempt. You spread that out over the season, that's bottom 15 in the country. That's with teams like Rice, Sam Houston State, and UConn here. This SMU defense is salty, only allowing 13 points the last 2 weeks against Virginia and Cal here. The right team's favorite, SMU 28-24. Clemson's going home.
Hope you're right. Because that'll lock Alabama into the playoff. But what in your mind, what if it's Clemson and it's less than a touchdown? Let's say Clemson wins 27-20. Does SMU, who's already 8th, only 3 spots ahead of Alabama, would they slide SMU right out of the playoff?
I don't think so. I think if it's a good game, less than a touchdown, I think they put them in.
Okay, that would cost Alabama likely. That would probably be the team that would have to suffer for that deal. All right, the big one that is going to take place in Atlanta. Nobody, I mean, our listeners so far, we're doing a Friday trifecta. I got this game in here. Most everybody is on Texas, and Texas, not only are they on Texas, they're on Texas to smash them. Nobody wants to acknowledge that Georgia went to Austin and won this game by 2 touchdowns. What say ye?
So I had Georgia. I feel pretty good that I've got a good handle on both these teams. I had Georgia in that first game. They out-physical Texas. They punched them in the face, and Texas did nothing. That score was misleading. But let me tell you something. Scores last week in both games were misleading. Texas dominated Texas A&M. That score should have been 27, 34-0. Georgia should have lost to Georgia Tech. They were down by 2 touchdowns, 3.5 minutes to go. Great comeback, but thought Georgia Tech was the better team last weekend. And here's kind of a way to tell that Georgia's not the same. Neither their offense or defense is in the top 25 in any major statistical category. This team is not even close to the teams that won national titles. I know Quinn Ewers isn't 100%, but Arch Manning, best backup quarterback in the country. I think they'll expand his use here. He might play 25, 35% of the game. They're going to put in some more wrinkles for him. And the favorite, 25-6 straight up in SEC championship games here, other than home field. I don't see Georgia having an edge here. I think Texas does exact their revenge, 31-21 over Georgia.
And you're the expert, not me. I'll just concentrate with this one thing that I can't get out of my head. This Georgia team reminds me of how Alabama got after Alabama was winning year in and year out and always going to the national championship, all that stuff, where they would almost sleepwalk through certain parts of the season. And then when they got to the big games, they would turn it on. I know that they almost got dumped by Georgia Tech. I've watched every minute of that game that night. I got a couple of son-in-laws that are Georgia fans. I get it. But I get the sneaking. It's almost like a Dracula. I want to see a stake driven through their heart before I know they're dead for sure.
Okay.
And I just feels like, that there'll be a different team in Atlanta in an SEC championship game, which, by the way, 6 under Kirby Smart in SEC championship games. You're going to win one of these things. But okay, so you got Texas winning that and covering the 2.5 easily. All right. How did they get? By the way, for the listeners, I misspoke earlier. I made a comment about Minnesota playing the Titans. I had the wrong team. They're playing the Falcons, and they are a 5-point favorite against the Falcons. And you Detroit Lion fans are very interested in this one, that Minnesota tries to keep pace with the Lions and just stay one game back. How do they get it?
This is what I'm going to do. First 5 callers. I have a real strong opinion on one side of this game. First 5 callers, call 800-400-9741. I'm going to give Minnesota Atlanta on me. 800-400-9741. And like I said, what a run we've been on since Thanksgiving Day, 16-3 run. You want to get what we call double down December. Every game from tonight all the way through December 31st. That's 4 weeks of action. Use coupon code SAVE200. You think the Cyber Monday and the Black Friday sales were big. Use coupon code SAVE200, just $247 for 4 weeks. Or get this, through the Super Bowl in mid-February. That's like 11, 12 weeks. just $347 with coupon code SAVE300. Just one place, ParamountSports.com.
Excellent stuff. Check him out there. He does a tremendous job. By the way, I also use the hockey. I got it in my phone as the hockey hotline. So I use the hockey hotline as well from Paramount Sports, and they've done a real nice job.
You got to get James. You'll get Jack on maybe one time. So he's a practicing
once we get past
attorney.
Yeah, once we get past this thing.
Once
this football
football's over,
thing,
you got to have him on one time. So
yeah, we'll need to check that out. Yeah, that'd be good to have him on. All right, appreciate you as always. Great stuff.
Okay, take care. See you.
All right. Joe, did the Predators fire their coach? Can they please fire the guy?
They need to. They need to, because that team has too much talent. It was way too talented coming into it. Like, there were Prince fans thinking this team has enough talent to go to a conference championship or something, and now they can't even win a hockey match.
When we get back, I am flummoxed. I got three things that I need to get in here when we get back. All right. Three things, two announcements, and then I'm flummoxed. I need you guys' help on a little something. I'll explain when we return on the Thom Abraham Show.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
It's time to get ready for game day. That means Alabama football and tailgate. Whether you're tailgating at home or at Bryant-Denny, visit Brooks & Collier for North Alabama's largest selection of premium grills and smokers like Big Green Egg, Blaze, Delta Heat, Memphis, and Traeger. Satisfy any palate with our wall of rubs and seasonings. For all your tailgating needs, visit Brooks & Collier at 813 Meridian Street or at brooksandcollier.com. An Alabama tradition for over 75 years. Roll Tide.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Joe is so ready to hijack the show. He sees me walk in the studio. It's like, I don't care. Chair is empty. He just fires the music. He don't care. It's all right. Dog's not there, no problem.
It's all right. We got some good fight songs. You know why? Because you used to give me crap about not having fight songs. So dang it, I've got fight songs and I got plenty of them, and we're playing them. Dang it.
Fight songs up the yin yang. That's great. This here one is the Woody Anderson Ford Service Department fight song, the award-winning service department at Woody Anderson Ford, where they can take care of your Ford and keep it in perfect working order. And if you got a bigger problem, the expert service technicians will quickly diagnose it. They'll use the state-of-the-art tools to get it resolved as well. They do a tremendous job down there at Woody Anderson Ford. They got the mobile service, which is important this time of year as well, where they can come out to your location, change the oil, do the tire rotations, the parts replacements like windshield wipers or lights, anything like that. They can get it done at Woody Anderson Ford. Go to WoodyAndersonFord.com to make your appointment today. All right, Joe, 3 things. Then we'll get back to the lines. All right, phone lines, by the way, go ahead and stack them up if you want to get in on the Friday trifecta. 256-576-4977. 3 things. 1, Porch Dog won tickets to the TransPerfect Music City Bowl, Big Ten versus the SEC. And he can't go to the game. And so he is making his tickets available for us to use as one of the raffle prizes for the Christmas party. Remember, I told you, everybody who comes to the Christmas party on December 16th, Monday, a week from this upcoming Monday, everybody who comes to the party beginning at 5 o'clock, everyone that comes to the party will get a raffle ticket, and we'll do special raffle prizes. Well, now we got tickets to the Music City Bowl in there. Okay, courtesy of the Porch Dog. All right, so that's a good thing. That's another good reason to come to the party. And remember, all you got to do is bring a toy for a boy or girl unwrapped, and you get to come and eat the beautiful Bubby's food, and the family can play on the trampolines, or you can play on the trampolines, whatever you want. And you can do the mini golf and basketball and all other kinds of stuff that they've got there. So that is really, really cool stuff. So that's item number 1. Item number 2, okay? Today is the last day to get your submission in for the Army-Navy game tickets. All right. Remember, we're giving away a pair of tickets to the Army-Navy game, which will take place a week from Saturday, December 14th. That will take place in Washington, D.C. All right. Just send your entry to 977 WZZN events at gmail.com and tell us why you deserve the tickets. Or your daddy deserves the ticket, or your mama deserves the ticket, whatever. Tell us your patriotic story, your tribute, and we are going to select one. And we're selecting that one today. And it's going to be announced in the 5 o'clock hour with Steve Mulaton tonight, okay, on The Drive. I'd say Steve and Wes, but sometimes Wes is not there when they got a little shorty on a Friday. So he may or may not be there. I don't know. I know that Moulton will be there. And Moulton will be doing the show from 5 to 6 in the lead up to the Tulane Army game, which we will have on the zone tonight. So before the pregame, we are going to give away, you're going to get the announcement. We're going to give away the tickets to the Army-Navy game right before the Army-Tulane game tonight. Okay? So any last-minute submissions, we have our finalists. We've been poring over them. We are zeroing in on it, but we're giving you a chance the last minute. We told you you could enter through the 6th. Today's the 6th. We told you we're going to announce the winner on the 6th. Today's the 6th. So tonight, 5:20-ish, okay, Steve will announce the winner. He'll call the winner. Hopefully get the winner on the phone and announce the winner of the Army-Navy tickets, but you still could get in. So go ahead and send your entry to 977 WZZN events at gmail.com. 977 WZZN events at gmail.com. All right, third item. I need some input on this. Joe, you can weigh in on this one as well. Today is the coldest day of the year so far, right?
Yes.
Coldest day of the year.
I mean, and didn't we have like a snowstorm in January or something? But yes.
No, season of the new season, of the new cold season.
Oh, okay.
It's the coldest day so far.
Of the football season. Of the football season.
Since we came out of summer. Yeah, of this season, yeah. So it was 17 degrees this morning. So sure enough, today is the day, just minutes ago,
that I got a text from the folks at the Phoenix plant, the Phoenix Boats plant, telling me that the 2025 Bassmaster Radio Phoenix 919 ZXL is ready to be picked up. And they want me to come and get my boat. And I got to take the old boat down there. It's only 2 miles from my house. So I got to take the old boat down there or pick it up. Okay? They want me to come and get it today. My question is this. It's the coldest day of the year. I mean, I've been waiting. They've been rigging it. They've been putting all the Garmin electronics on it. They've been doing everything else for the last month. Now it's ready to be picked up. Do I go get it? Or do I say, you know what? Just keep it there. I'll come get it next week. Or do I go get it?
See, I have this idea, and in my head, I've been thinking about it. So, like, if Bobby White was to call me right now and was to say, "Hey, Joe, I've heard you on the air talking about how you want that F-150 Lightning. We've got one here for you right now. You can come pick it up, but you got to come today."
Yeah.
I'm going to pick it up.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I get it's cold and all that, and you're going to see it. You're going to want to get it on the water. It's a free boat. You go get the boat.
It's not free. They are sponsors.
Well, I mean, you have to
free,
work for it a little.
It's a factory
boat. Just
boat.
saying.
Yeah, I got to work for it, but yeah, it is a factory supplied boat. Oh, yes. All right, so let me just do one thing, and then we'll get to the lines. Ooh, Joe. It's going to be 53 on Sunday and 63 on Monday. Probably be better if I had it in my hands.
Oh, yeah, because then what's going to happen is you're going to sit there and you'll be out there on Sunday. Man, if I had this boat tomorrow, it's Sunday, Monday's going to feel really warm.
Yeah. And the guy that's the wrap guy, he says he wants me to bring it down so they can take pictures of it so that they can start designing the wrap. But I'm not going to do that this afternoon. But I think I'm going to go. Okay, so you think go get it? It's ready.
I would go get it.
It's cold. I get it.
Yeah,
go get it. Okay,
go get it.
So I got to hook up the old boat and take that one down there and drop it off and pick up the new one. So I got to do that. I'll do that after the show. Now I'm excited. Let me go to the lines. Paulie is up first. Paulie in the Cape. Welcome to the show, Paulie. How are you?
Pretty good. I'll tell you one thing. Detroit better hold on to their number one seed because you see what Green Bay can do indoors. See what the Lions are. But outdoors, and you're going to go on 4th and 1 at their own 30 or 42-yard line, where it was. Really? I'm telling you, that coach is going to kill that team.
That is. I don't know that. I don't know that he does that on the road, but right now, the Detroit. I think that it was like, when was it, Joe? They played a game a couple of weeks ago on the road, and it was the first game that they played outside all season long. Detroit. It was ridiculous. They have not played. I think they've only played like one game outside all season long. And where's the Super Bowl? New Orleans. They're going to have home ice in the playoffs, play all their games at home inside, and then they're going to go play the Super Bowl in a gym. You know, they got a heck of an opportunity.
Yeah, well, they better have some guys come back in 4 weeks because that defense is getting a little thinner. Just a little bit.
They have got a lot of injuries. I mean, there is no doubt that they've got a lot of injuries. It's just
they better hold on to their home field advantage because they still 5 games left, 6 games left. Can turn around real quick.
Well, they don't want to go to Philadelphia in the playoffs. You don't want to go to Philadelphia in January and be thinking about having to do that. You don't want to do that. They played their first game outdoors halfway through the season. November 3rd at Green Bay was their first game outside. Then they went back inside. They've played one game all season. They played one game outside, Joe, all season long. It was against the Green Bay Packers, and they won that game by 10.
And then they have to play at Chicago and at San Francisco coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, they got Buffalo. Yeah, they're going to play 3 games outside. And Chicago and San Francisco should not be a problem for them. They get their tough games against the Bills and the Vikings at home. So,
yeah.
All right, you want to get in on this trifecta?
Is this the holiest day of the week? Come on.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So here we go. Tulane is minus 4.5 tonight against the Army.
Wow. I'll take Army.
Clemson gets 2.5 against SMU.
Well, let's see if there's any strength left in the ACC. So I'll take Clemson.
Hey, it was BYOG. Bring your own guts.
Well, SMU's in the ACC too. So,
Penn
State.
Today? Was it today they made it, or was it last year they were in? I think today they're in.
No,
right?
they let them in. Yeah, they let them in a couple of days ago.
Today they're in the they're in the ACC. I don't think they were last year, right? It's today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They just let them in. Penn State gets 3.5 against Oregon.
Well, they say Oregon's the number one team. We shall see. I'll take Oregon.
Yeah, see, our boy Lee Sterling went the other way. Yeah. And Georgia gets 2.5 against Texas.
I think we're going to see the Manning kid come in and shine, and they'll cover. So I'll take Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
All right, we got you in, Paulie. Have a great weekend. I might pick that boat up and just come straight to Florida with it.
Why not? Because it's just beautiful here. In the morning, it's Long Island weather, and then it heats just right. It heats up just right to about 7. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. All right, man. Good job by you.
Go.
All right. Let me get a quick break in here. When we come back, my cousin Vinny, Keith the Michigan fan, there's room to get you in as well. It's the Thom Abraham Show. More in a moment.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. This Action Update is brought to you by GBank. Earn cashback rewards on every eligible gaming transaction. VSiN.com/GBank.
College football championship weekend tonight. Number 20 UNLV, a 4-point underdog at number 10 Boise State in the Mountain West. In the American, it's number 24 Army against Tulane. The Green Wave are a 5-point favorite. Tomorrow, Big 12. Number 15 Arizona State by 2 against number 16 Iowa State. In the MAC, Miami of Ohio by 2 against the Ohio Bobcats. SEC, the Texas Longhorns by 2.5 against Georgia. Big 10, number 1 Oregon by 3.5 against number 3 Penn State. ACC, number 8 SMU by 2 against number 17 Clemson. Sunbelt, Louisiana by 6 against Marshall. Conference USA, Jacksonville State by 5 against Western Kentucky. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
AL cert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are our grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the number 1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com. The new Cheeseburger Bobby's on Carl T. Jones Drive in South Huntsville is focused on serving great food prepared with the absolute freshest ingredients, featuring classic hamburgers and cheeseburgers with lots of specialty options, chicken and hot dogs, even turkey burgers and veggie burgers, along with fresh cut fries, onion rings, or coleslaw. Always fresh, never frozen, except for the frozen custard. See all the delicious options at Cheeseburger Bobby's for yourself. Check out the menu and more at cheeseburgerbobbies.com. SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. We're going to maintain the chilly air across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee through this afternoon. Otherwise, it does look like the wind is going to be backing off a little bit, which is going to be a nice little relief. A mostly sunny sky, temperatures only climbing into the lower 40s, dropping into the mid-upper 20s as we head into the overnight early Saturday morning. Partly sunny sky Saturday afternoon. Temperatures climb a little bit, but it's still going to be on the chillier end of the spectrum. Temperatures climbing into the upper 40s, lower 50s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. Phone lines are open 256-576-4977. Let's get after it with my cousin Vinny. Vincenzo, welcome in. How are you?
Tom, how are you? I am doing real well. You okay?
I am fantastic.
Yes, you are. Yeah, and thanks to Lee Sterling, because I knew nothing about SMU before he called. Before
really
he called
good.
him. Yeah, real
we think
good
they're
stuff.
we think they're really good, but again, the schedule. We just don't know.
Exactly. And what's the weather supposed to be up there in Charlotte?
That's a good question, Joe. Check weather in Charlotte. It can't be too bad because here it's going to be in the 50s and cloudy. So I would imagine it'll be similar. It'll get a little chilly.
High of 53, partly cloudy, nothing major.
Is that game at night or is that 11 o'clock or
that
noon?
is a night game that you'll be able to hear on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We don't have that one thrown out. Do we?
Yes, we do.
I thought we got the ACC game. I thought we have the AAC game or the Big 12 game.
The Big 12 game is in the morning, then the SEC, and then the ACC.
And then, we have the ACC game. Okay, good. I didn't know we had the ACC game. Oh, that's a good job by us. Okay.
Well, good. At least they're not going up there and playing in sub-zero temperature and all this stuff. So.
SMU's strength of schedule, Vinny, 63. Their record against the top 10 or the top 10 teams in the country, 0-0. Their record against top 30 teams in the country, 2-1. So there you go. That gives you a little more detail on them.
Yeah. It makes me a little more nervous. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
all right, you ready to get in?
I am ready.
All right, so Tulane tonight, -4.5 at Army up on the Michi Stadium, hard by the Hudson River.
Yeah, let's go with Army.
Clemson gets 2.5 in Charlotte against SMU.
We'll do SMU because I want to hear Dandy Don and Turn Out the Lights.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
So for those of you that missed earlier in the show, and I explained it, Don Meredith used to sing that at the end of every Monday Night Football game back in the day. And Don Meredith went to SMU. So there you go. And if they lose, turn out the lights, the party's over. Penn State gets 3.5 against Oregon.
Big game, James will lose another big game. Let's go with Oregon.
I don't even remember what my Penn State sounder is because nobody is picking Penn State. And Georgia gets 2.5 against Texas in Atlanta.
Georgia. I think they're coming to play.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
That has been the consensus on that one. All right, Vinny, we got you in, brother.
one more thing, Tom.
Yeah.
I plan on coming to the Christmas party, but like last year, I didn't have time to go shopping, so I just dropped some money off. Would that be okay to do that again?
Cash is good. Yep. Cash is good. We'll have a cash box for those of you that want to donate. We got our little elves that will go out and do a little shopping after the event. I think last year we collected $500 or $600 worth of cash on top of the piles of toys that we got. So yes, cash is always good.
Okay, but just be careful. Tell them not to take my check. Okay.
All right. No checks. No wooden nickels and no checks. All right, man.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
All right. See you, Tom.
I think a couple of people dropped a C note on us last year. Joe, have you been to Flow yet, by the way?
Funny you asked, because my wife went to Flow with my son last weekend. I am actually going to go to Flow with him on Sunday, and then he's going to be there at the party coming up next Monday.
What, are you separated from your wife? She goes and takes him.
No, I had to work. No, I had to go to UAH, and I had to work the basketball game. And so there was a baseball end of the year baseball party that he had there, and then this weekend there's a birthday party that he's going to that is there, and then obviously the party that we have on the 16th.
So how old is he? 4?
He is 6.
6? Oh, he's perfect age, man.
Yeah, he is 6.
It's gonna be great.
And my daughter, who is about to be 20 months here in about a few days, she is also was also playing on some stuff while we were there as well.
Oh, did she?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Be careful when she gets around the big kids. You don't want to get her bounced around a little bit. You don't want that to happen. All right, let's go back to the lines. Keith, the Michigan fan. Keith, welcome in. How are you?
I'm doing all right, big dog. Hey, you complain about the cold, but without the cold, the bugs would steal your pets, and the mosquitoes, and you got to have the cold, kill them all.
Yeah.
I remember one year down here, it snowed. We got 5 inches of snow. 2 weeks later, it was 90 degrees, and it stayed 90 until September.
Wow, that must have been a late snow.
Yeah,
we didn't have a real brutal summer this year, though. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a real brutal summer. And I don't know what they're talking about. This whole what do you call it, global warming thing? Apparently, it's not hitting this region of the country. I mean, come on, I can do it a little global warming right now. You know what I mean?
Be careful for what you ask for.
All right.
Antarctica is actually melting a little bit. But anyway, let me get my picks in.
I thought that, but I know that in the Arctic, they had lost a lot of ice up there, but then a lot came back. You know what I mean? It's they've had a lot. The ice cap has grown actually the last few years. I think some of those things are cyclical. You know what I mean? Weather is weather. You know.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Tulane minus 4.5 at your West Point.
I'm taking Tulane.
Weren't you?
And the reason why is I don't have a point on your board, and I saw what Michigan may play Missouri in Nashville. So either way it goes, I'm buying a ticket or I'm winning tickets and taking my son.
Well, come to our party, because we will have, I know you came last year, come to the party because we will definitely have at least one pair, probably a couple of pair of tickets to the Music City Bowl in the raffle for the party. But aren't you Army? I thought you were Army. No?
I am, but
how can you go against the Army?
I'm trying to get on the board.
Oh, okay. I think your boys are going to.
I don't have.
I think your boys are going to get it done there.
Point.
Yeah.
This is the first year that I don't have a point.
Well, you could go right to the lead. I'm doing 2 points. By the way, for those of you that missed it earlier, you're getting 2 points for each game. All right. So each game that you get right, if you get one game right, you get 2. If you get all 4 games right, you get 8. Each game you get 2. It takes a little longer for me to grade on Monday morning, or Sunday, but it's a good way to catch up. Clemson gets 2.5.
I will have some points there.
Yeah, you will. Clemson gets 2.5 against SMU.
SMU.
Turn out the lights. The party's over.
Penn State gets 3.5 against the Ducks.
I'm taking Penn State. James Franklin has to win a game.
Yeah, he's got to.
He's due.
He's due. He is definitely due. Yeah, and anytime Oregon travels a couple of time zones, it gets a little more difficult. Georgia gets 2.5 against Texas.
I'm taking Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
All right, Keith, we got you.
Thanks.
Let me get one more in before the break. LSU Lou is next. LSU Lou, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, fella?
I am fantastic.
Sounds nice to me. How many points do I have?
Where's LSU Lou? You have 3 points right now, so you're only 3 off the lead.
That's a struggle. All right, let's get it.
All right, Tulane minus 4.5 tonight against the Army.
On with the Green Wave.
Clemson gets 2.5 against SMU.
I believe in Dabo. He's Dabo for a reason.
Hey, it was BYOG. Bring your own guts.
There you go, Dabo. Go get him, Dabo. Penn State gets 3.5 against Oregon.
Dylan Gabriel. I'm going with Oregon.
All right, and Georgia gets 2.5 against Texas.
That's a sketchy one, but I think Georgia's going to prove a lot of people wrong. I'm going with Georgia.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
I like it. All right, Lou, we got you in.
All right.
All right, appreciate you. All right, we're going to break in here. When we come back, one more swing through the lines. You want to jump on board, you can do it. 256-576-4977. I do have one concern. I just want to throw it out there about the Alabama recruiting class, and I'll give you that when we return on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show with Joe Hunk on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Mark and Henry McDaniel, attorneys at law, are proud alumni of Madison Academy, and Madison Academy is proud of them. They have served our community through their practice, through volunteerism and service on national, state, and local boards. They explain the complexity of critical court rulings on local media. Their successful practice has been built on integrity. Both are veterans of MA Athletics and proud sponsors of Mustang football. McDaniel and McDaniel, attorneys at law. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by the lawyer.
What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That you paint your body, your car, and your dog your school colors? Maybe. But it means more than that. It means your alumni network includes the state, the country, and beyond. It means your school ring doubles as your resume. And yeah, you better believe it means more titles, like doctor, CEO, and your honor. Because this is the SEC, and here, it just means more. What does it mean to be part of the Southeastern Conference? That yours is the only conference with its own chant? Well, yes, but it means more than that. It means a study abroad program that might include reforestation in a mangrove swamp in Australia. It means finding your calling, your future spouse, your startup's co-founders, and of course, grilling tongs that play your fight song. This is the SEC, and here, it just means more.
No other radio station in Alabama has 2 voters for the Heisman Trophy.
Winner of the Heisman Memorial Trophy is...
Listen to Steve Moulton and Scott Tyson. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Final segment of the show is brought to you by North Alabama Mortgage. If you're thinking about home improvements, this is the time to use the equity in your home and refi later. You can also use that equity to eliminate consumer debt forever and then refi to a lower rate and a shorter term when the rates drop. It's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. And we thank North Alabama Mortgage, another one of our presenting sponsors for our Christmas party that is coming up, our listener Christmas party that will come up on December the 16th on a Monday at 5 o'clock down at Flow. All right, let me just get this in and we'll finish up with the last couple of calls. A major concern that I've got about the Alabama recruiting class. Maybe it's not a major concern, but it's a concern. Only 2 kids from Alabama. 2. 7 from California. And in this age where a kid can enter the transfer portal if a coach looks at him cross-eyed or if he doesn't like the, relative humidity on that day at practice, I'm a little nervous about 7 kids from California. I'm not saying that the Tide hasn't had success pulling some kids out of California in the past. Some. But they've got more kids from California than they got from Alabama, Georgia, and Florida combined. Okay? 2 kids from Alabama, just 2. 2 from Florida, 2 from Mississippi, 2 from Texas, 3 from Georgia, 7 from California. Are those kids going to be as invested in the Tide? Do they bleed crimson like those 2 kids from Alabama? I mean, Alabama in the past, at least under Nick Saban, they had choice in the state. First choice was Alabama on many, many, many kids. And they grew up all their life. All they wanted to do was play for the Crimson Tide. That was all they wanted to do. They had 2 kids out of the state of Alabama this time. Now, hopefully, and Kalen DeBoer acknowledges, hopefully that'll change down the road as he is now building relationships with the coaches. Remember, he came in so late. So as he builds relationship with the coaches, and then maybe, it changes a little bit. 2 offensive linemen. The kid out of Theodore, Micah DeBose, 4-star, 6'5", 315-pounder, and Mel Waldrop out of Central Phoenix City, 6'5", 320-pounder. He is a 3-star, unrated nationally. In fact, both of them are unrated nationally. The number 24 and number 49 tackles in the country. That's it. None of the skill guys. I'm just saying. I think that it takes someone special to play in Tuscaloosa, someone to overcome the heat and the pressure, and it just means more. And I'm just concerned. I'll be very interested in 2 years to see how many of these kids are still there. The California kids. They got 1 out of Nevada, 1 out of New Jersey, 1 out of Ohio. That's fine. 7 out of California, which was a hotbed for Kalen DeBoer back in the day when he was at Washington. Smokey Mike is up. Smokey Mike, welcome to the show. How are you?
Big dog, I'm just keep on keeping on like Joe Dierte. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, man.
Well, at least I don't have to worry about any of these whole playoff scenario or anything like that because my team is already in there. And you know what? I just hope Ohio State brings that same energy that they brought to Michigan to that first playoff game.
Well, I think it's a travesty that Tennessee has to go to Ohio State. I think it's absolutely a travesty. I think Ohio State should be playing in Knoxville.
It should be kneeling. We both know that.
Yeah. And who knows what happened? If Georgia slides a little bit, if they lose to Texas, then possibly, then Tennessee slides into a different role where they're hosting, which is what they should be doing. All right, so Tulane is minus 4.5 tonight at Army.
As much as I respect the servicemen and women, I can't go against my boy John Summerall on this one.
A fellow Grissom High grad like Smokey Mike is. Clemson gets 2.5. By the way, I think Summerall is going to be in line possibly for another update, another new job.
Clemson, Kentucky is like begging for Summerall right now.
Yeah. Clemson gets 2.5 against SMU.
You know what? Give me Dabo.
Hey, it was me
Penn State gets 3.5 against Oregon.
Cue that James Franklin sounded.
Not using it today. I got changed to luck for him. And Georgia gets 2.5 against Texas.
Georgia.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
All right, Mike. Have a great weekend.
You do the same, big dog.
You guys that we left on hold, Ron and Harry, just try and text them to me. Get them in via the text window right up until kickoff tonight. 732-982-7469, and you can still get your points by getting your picks in. That's going to do it for us. Have a wonderful weekend. Joe, have a great weekend. Have fun with the kid.
Thank
I'm
you,
Thom
sir.
Abraham. Have a great weekend, everybody.